Welcome to Realtor Talk with Steph and Kel.
Hey guys,
Hi, I'm Stefanie Campbell.
and I'm Kelly Dugan.
Whether you're buying, selling, or just curious on the ins and outs of the real estate world, you've come to the right place.
What are we going to talk about on this podcast?
Everything, duh.
You name it, we cover it.
Tune in weekly as we bring you insightful conversations with industry experts, success stories, horror stories, and definitely some laughs along the way.
Welcome.
Sup?
It's been a minute. How you been?
Great. Just lovely. It feels like a Monday, but it's a Tuesday.
How was Vegas?
It was good. It was, I think we made the people that we vacation with a lot, and Kathy, I know you listen, so
Wait, is
shout
this
out.
the one you showed me the video of the dancing contest in?
Oh my God. Yeah. Wait, no, that's her husband, Ryan.
Yes.
Yes.
That was one of the funniest videos
Oh
I've
my
ever
God.
seen.
Ryan Schoen, shout out this time. Yes, I showed your crab walk video from your carousel. We were on
It was
vacation.
hilarious because
Yes.
I'm honestly, I don't know him. I've never met him, and for how funny it was even to me, like you could see the sweat and nerves in his face as he's warming up to start this dance contest, and just out of left field, just boss a move, and I'm like, you would have never guessed it by seeing how nervous he was before he went up, and it was hilarious.
It was really funny. It was really funny. We call it the crab from now on. It's a long story, but we were on vacation together, and he had his shirt taken from something. It was some kind of contest, like somebody needed a shirt and he gave him his, like one of those things. And then in order for him to get his shirt back at the end, he had to enter into a dance contest with the other two guys that had their shirts stolen or something.
Oh my God.
And he just did a hilariously amazing job. But that's who we were on vacation with. And we said, I don't know if anybody else is like big Vegas people. My mom lives in Vegas. So
Did you gamble?
I think I gambled like the smallest amount. Niall loves craps.
Oh,
So like sometimes he makes me play.
I love craps. I love blackjack. I love gambling.
I hate it. I have like no desire. See,
I love it.
It's those Pisces.
I love
The
gambling.
practical Capricorn is not into like it. Just you're never gonna win. You're never gonna win.
So clearly you've never won.
I just think in overall
Yes, in the grand
analysis,
scheme, yes.
like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And my mom always says, or my dad, somebody is always like, Vegas wasn't built off winners.
Well, duh.
So like,
but there's still some winners out there, and you could be the one. But
that's Niall's mentality. Like
Yeah.
he is for sure destined to win a lotto, some kind of big. Like he is just so confident.
wow. Well, don't forget me when you guys do.
I'll be home. That's not gonna happen.
Was this have we ever talked about it on the podcast how it is for realtors when they go on vacation? It's a good.
Yes.
How was it? I mean, honestly, sometimes it could be a hit or a miss. Like, oh, it wasn't that bad, and sometimes it's like the whole world burns down.
I've had way worse.
Yeah.
I've had way worse vacations. But there was one morning, like I'm setting oh my God, this literally happened. I set my alarm because it's 2 hours earlier there. Okay. And so, and all a parent's dream, all a parent wants to do is sleep in. Like that's like literally, we're gone, you're drinking the night before, you want to just like lounge in that bed and sleep in with no child waking you up.
And no alarm, like no obligation when you're on vacation. Yeah.
I set my alarm for 7:00 in the morning to wake up to make sure I had a showing happening at 9:30. I was paying somebody to take clients out to see the house.
That's the worst when you know something's happening and you're not there, but you just feel like you need to be like
alive
yeah. And like kind of hovering the situation remotely.
Yeah. So anyway, I set my alarm, coordinate the thing. I'm like, the agent showing didn't have a sentry. The other agent didn't send the code yet. So I'm coordinating that, whatever. Clients driving from the city, go to the showing. Obviously the list agent knows that we're coming. The home's still in the private network. It was Saturday morning, first thing. The house came on Thursday night. So literally just Friday was the only day.
Okay.
Clients leave the house. It all went well. They like the house. I reach out to the agent. I'm like, okay, hey, they like it. They want to submit an offer. And the agent goes, oh, we just signed a contract.
What?
After I spent, like, I coordinated the showing the day before, set my alarm, did all these things.
And they didn't tell you, hey, we have an offer. Hey, what, are
No,
you kidding?
not even public. And the agent is literally like MIA, so hard to get a hold of. I call her, doesn't answer, send her 3 text messages, no response. 4th text message, I'll get a response. Like, just very annoying to deal with.
Yes.
And then my poor clients, like, I just feel very bad for them.
Right. They like moved quick. That right when they saw it, they were wanting to submit an offer. Like, you could have known that information prior to the showing,
Yes.
and that would have changed so much.
Something like that kind of stuff. And, like, that wasn't the only thing. There's just always coordination going on. I had other showings happening, and,
Yeah, no, I have a very, very depressing story that happened to me
this
past week.
This is just a story time episode.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on sharing
Too
that,
much
so
has happened to me this week for me to not share this stuff, honestly.
Yeah, Kelly's had a lot going on, so we'll go ahead. Let's give her a little sympathy.
Yeah, feel bad.
Kelly's time to complain. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I'm going to start back in February from when my clients went under contract on this property. So, they loved the house. We negotiated a great deal and went under contract. We got the inspection done. Went through all, the attorney review process in the sense of we were getting a credit, and then also the seller was going to be making a few repairs. Really no bumps in the road. Everyone was good. And then I would say like a week after the inspection, Jason calls me and he sees that on title for this property, there is an additional $40,000 lien on the home that they failed to disclose. So now we are in a short sale situation, and a short sale is when you owe more on your home than what it's worth. So whatever my clients were paying for the house.
Did they take a reverse mortgage out on this home, or why did they own?
I don't know. I don't know if it was, a home equity loan. I don't know what it was, but it was
because it's just in this market, it's kind of weird that you would owe more on your home. Okay.
Yes, and it could have been for a personal reason, like people can take money out. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it had anything to do with the mortgage.
Right.
It probably had something to do with the fact that they took equity out of their home.
Yes, it was essentially a $40,000 separate loan. So it was whatever it was. The seller, I don't know if she forgot, whatever. So my clients really liked it, and they still wanted to hang strong, even though when you do a short sale, you can't get any credits. And so they had to get all of their credits wiped clean. So they were like kind of kicked while they were down with that. And then on top of it, the short sale process can take however many months. So during this process of it being kind of in limbo, we were going and seeing properties after properties, and nothing was really better. Nothing else was out there to make them want to walk away from what's going on at this other property. So months down the line, we are like, every day there was something new. Hey, the bank needs this, the bank needs that. Like a short sale process, the foreclosure process, all of that stuff is never a walk in the park. So again, there's like 6 different parties that are working on this. And then finally we have a close date scheduled for, I think it was June 14th. And we're all like, oh my gosh, today's finally the day. We schedule the final walkthrough for morning of. So we get to the property. House is pretty much empty. There's a couple personal items. It looks exactly how, you would expect it to be for the final walkthrough. There was no big items of furniture. So, and then also too, the agent texted me and was like, hey, you have permission to give the buyer the keys if you're not going to closing. So I actually did end up going to closing, but I gave them the keys because I wasn't going to get there till later.
And isn't it funny how like your gut instinct sometimes kicks in? Because since COVID, it's always been pointless for us to be at closing. Mm-hmm. Like we're really not needed. We're bodies that are literally just hanging out while you guys sign all your documents. Like that's we go to the final walkthrough before closing, but I'm sorry, I'm looking at my stomach's calling me. We go to the final walkthrough before closing, but we don't go to the actual closing nowadays.
Right. And if it works out and I can make a closing, then yeah, I'll go. But a lot of times if I have other appointments, like I truly don't serve a purpose at closing. So if I can't go, I can't go. But this one, and this is so funny too, because I remember waking up and even saying to Corey, so he knows my buyer, their family actually. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to, they're closing today. I just want everything to go perfect for them because they've kind of just been through the ringer since February with this property. So we went to the final walkthrough, everything. I gave them the keys like the agent told me to. And I was like, all right, guys, I'm on my way to another meeting, but I'm going to meet you at closing. So we get to closing, and closing was at 12 o'clock, and the seller was supposed to come to closing and sign the documents, because apparently with a short sale they needed a wet signature. It couldn't have done it the night before or electronically. So it's like 12:15, 12:20, and then I stroll in, and then I'm sitting there, and we have maybe 3 pages out of the big stack of papers left to sign. And it's like 12:30 now, and I text the agent. I'm like, hey, isn't your seller supposed to be here? She's like, yeah, she's on her way. She should be there soon. Okay, nothing. 12:40 rolls around. I don't know, whoever works at this title company walks into the room. And, oh yeah, and mind you, because my clients were they couldn't get their repairs and they couldn't get their credits, the least the seller was able to do was give them $500 for this window that they wanted repaired. So the seller was supposed to come to closing, not only to sign, but to bring that $500. And this was just a little sketchy situation in general. And truthfully, in my head, I kind of already in my head was like, she's not going to bring the $500. Like, we kind of like knew, just because of everything else that had gone wrong to this point. And even knowing that, with my clients' expectations were still realistic. They weren't even expecting it, even though it was promised to us. So the closer comes in, she's like, or not the closer, someone from the title company. She's like, I have really, really bad news. And in my head, I'm like, freaking knew it. $500. She's not giving us the $500, The seller is not selling anymore. She's not coming to closing. She's completely backing out.
Oh my God.
My heart literally fell on the floor. I was like, you're kidding. Like, this, there's no way we're at this point. They have 3 lines left to sign. They have the keys. The gift that I got them is sitting in the vacant kitchen. The seller was supposed to be on her way 10 minutes ago. No, apparently she's going through a nasty divorce, and her ex-husband threatened to charge her with kidnapping because she would no longer have a residence in Illinois. So she decided to back out because she was scared of that.
I didn't know that part about the kidnapping.
That was the reasoning, because I guess her ex-husband was threatening to basically call the cops and say she was kidnapping because she was living in New York with her kids. And then she drove from New York the night before closing to clean out her house. And
oh my God.
And
she's going into foreclosure,
and
right?
And that's the thing. She's going into foreclosure. Like, it was, again, there's some people who just make very, very, very not smart decisions over and over again. And I mean, it didn't make sense. And I think that's what I held on to for so long, the whole weekend, because this happened on a Friday. And I was like, Monday we're closing. There's no way that this woman is not going to wake up, someone knock some sense into her, and be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get forked. Like, you know how many people in this scenario would kill for a deal? Like, my buyers are literally begging to take this financial burden off of you to where you get out scot-free. Now you're going to get foreclosed on. And it was just so sad. My client starts crying, and I'm like, I wanted to cry. And she's the kids. Even that morning at the walkthrough, she's like, Cora said she can't wait for this pink room. Like, oh, it was just so sad.
Oh my God, I can't.
It was so sad. And my buyers, the nicest, sweetest, most, like, I mean, you couldn't have like a more pure heart of gold. And that's why it's just like, yeah. So that was that. We're back looking. So wish us luck on that. And then 1 week later, when I was supposed to have that other closing, downtown Frankfurt.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That got pushed a day because it was, we were closing at 2:00. I was on my way to the final walkthrough at 11, and the agent calls me and says, don't go there. The house is still 100% full. He will not be out the closing. And Stephanie happens to know the neighbor. So I had Stephanie get the scoop and get some photos of.
They actually were moving out, but it was a complete hoarder situation. Complete hoarder situation.
It was like an endless hole of things that kept coming out of this house.
Like, I remember when I toured the house with a buyer of mine, and it's crazy. This grown man had these grown children, this older man, father, had his grown adult male children living in the home. And like, I remember, oh my God, remember that inspection?
There was water bottles of urine, guys, in the basement.
Water bottles of piss.
It was so disgusting. And I have so many really, really, I don't have one nice thing to say about that entire situation. So I feel like I'm getting heated thinking about those 2 boys. And I just need to stop talking.
Supposedly the dad is very nice, but obviously
I had a soft spot for him a little bit because I felt so bad that he has such terrible sons, honestly. It was really sad. Even at the inspection, I left the inspection 10 minutes in because I didn't even feel sanitary in there. I went to the inspection. Gary even called me after and was like, I am so happy you left. He said that he was like, and he gave me a couple examples of something that happened with the sons. Like, these sons are around my age. Like, they are well into their, like, mid-late 20s. Like, they
looked older. Like, I'm thinking 30s, closer to mine.
That would be even grosser.
So anyway, when I was there, even they had like these half fallen apart recliners that they were like living/sleeping in, and there was like all this food and garbage.
Well, so when Gary went in the basement to inspect the bathroom down there, the seller told him that he had disconnected it because his boys kept clogging it. So that was why there was water bottles of pee. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys can see me. My mouth is
Thank goodness my clients.
Oh
my clients
God.
are completely redoing and remodeling every single square inch of that house. Like, they're literally so the basement was finished. When you walked down, it instantly smelled like urine, but like it's going to look like an unfinished basement in 2 weeks because they're demoing it to the core. So like, thank gosh all that stuff is coming up. But like, me and my clients, like, we held our noses going down there, and I wear sandals, and even my clients like, oh my gosh, you're exposing your toes in here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's been crazy. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I'm hoping that all of these are like kind of getting out of the way now, but there's just been some squirmy deals, if that makes sense. Like, just kind of like,
yeah,
you just kind of feel like everything's on eggshells in the beginning right now. I don't know what's going on with people lately, but I'm hoping it's just a little fluke.
We were just giving a little bit of a story time about, and I mean,
Yeah,
again,
what's been going on with
what
you?
an emotional journey, emotional journey for all. This is what we like.
This goes to show.
I hope this podcast isn't always just like a complete complaint fest. We need to tell some positive stories, like really good success stories.
I just told you about that success story with my client about how she was always so nice in high school and got it. There's so many good aspects to our job. Okay, fine, let's do that. Let's name some good aspects.
One positive crap.
Told you so.
I'm just kidding.
You want to know what I did think the other day? I know how much we say, like, we really don't create our own schedules, but I mean, I like to say I navigate mine. The other day, I got a facial at like 1 in between appointments, and I'm like, what other job could I do this with? Literally. I mean, I had an inspection at noon, went and got a facial, and then I had showings the rest of the night, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some
perks.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm thinking, but like success stories, I love it when really good things happen to good people. I have these buyers that I have right now, nicest family, 4 kids, like just they're just nice people. And it's not like they have like a $1 gajillion budget, right? So like, inventory is just so low, and I thought for sure we were gonna they were going to build as a last resort in like, one of
like Hearts or something.
Yeah. And so, house pops on the market. Like, it's funny because we just had the inspection, and they were saying like when they were there for the tour, they didn't want to like walk around and fall in love too much because it felt like beyond their reach,
Yeah.
like they were just going to lose the multiple offers. It was Father's Day weekend, and there was 3 other offers. They ended up being the best offer, but like they all like came in almost identical, but I was the only one with an escalation clause, and we won by like, not a ton of money, but it's just the most feel good, happy situation. Like, I think the house is perfect for them. I think the neighborhood, the location, I just think everything is so happy. I love the agent on the other side.
And you want to know what that is, the silver lining? Because I think
that was one of the reasons we got it is like we're kind to each other.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, honestly, now that you just brought that up, this just happened to me this past weekend. Was a client. I never even met him for like in real life yet. Him and I have been going, he's on my Zen list, and him and I have like talked briefly about what he's looking for, but honestly, never took him out, nothing. So something popped up, and it was like basically multiple offers. He reached out to me on a Thursday. Multiple offers were due by 5 on Friday. So I was like, I could literally go tomorrow morning. That's all I have. So I went to 8:30 a.m. It was in Westmont. And they already had multiple offers. We are really strong, but he's an investor. So it obviously had to make sense at a certain dollar amount as to what he was going to offer for the numbers to work. So we did an escalation clause. They did come back to me, but the price was too high for it to make sense to my clients. So we said no, blah, blah, blah. And this agent, shout out to her because she sent out a really nice email saying that there were 17 total offers.
Wow.
6 were cash. Basically, like 9 of them were above asking and all of them were non-contingent. Very thorough email, right? So I had been keeping in touch with her because, she came back to me for the escalation clause. We said no. I said good luck, yada, yada, yada. She called me yesterday and was like, hey, I had a really bad feeling about the offer that we accepted, and my instincts were right. If you can get me an updated best and final for you guys, I'll take it because you're the only one that I've had strong communication with. There were 17 offers. She did not call one other offer besides me because I'm the only one that was.
High five.
She said, she's like, one agent was like, basically yelling at her. I'm like, I was like, people are so crazy when it comes to multiple offers. I'm like, well, I guess my calm, cool, and collectiveness. But yeah, she's so literally signed.
Communication.
Yeah.
You mean like a cheer, like COMM.
Yeah. Well, I just think they felt more, because honestly, when you have 17 offers as a listing agent, it is stressful to keep every single, all the terms. You could have the same exact contract side by side, and maybe like one of them's offering 100% tax proration and one of them's offering 105. So it's like when they're all so like similar, neck and neck, it's a lot to keep track of and everything like that. And I just think because I wasn't annoying. I mean, that's the worst. If agents are blowing you up when you're the listing agent on multiple offers.
I know. It's like literally dating. You have to be
you have to be that perfect amount.
You have like squeaky wheel gets the grease, but not the real annoying one. I'm going to kick your ass out of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's a really annoying one, I'm like, I am not dealing with this for the next 30, 45 days.
Right. Okay. Anyway, I think we flipped it around. We told some positive stories.
Yeah. So. I know. Anything else to take away?
No, it's time to go because I got to make calls.
All right. GTG. Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Tune in weekly for new episodes.
Follow the link in the show notes to answer our survey and have your topics talked about on Realtor Talk with Steph and Kel.
Thanks for listening. Until next time.
Bye.
Ciao.